Introverts versus extroverts, the truth nobody talks about. Imagine two people walking into the same room. One immediately starts talking to strangers. They're smiling, laughing, and making friends within minutes. The other person quietly looks around. They observe, they listen, they speak only when they have something meaningful to say. Now, here's the question. Which person is more confident? Most people would probably choose the first one, but psychology says it's not that simple. For years, people have misunderstood introverts and extroverts. Many think introverts are shy. Many think extroverts are naturally confident, but those ideas are often wrong. Let's start with the biggest myth. Introversion is not shyness, and extroversion is not confidence. Shyness is the fear of being judged. Introversion is about energy. An introvert can be fearless. An extrovert can be insecure. The real difference is how they recharge. Think of social energy like a battery. For extroverts, spending time with people often charges that battery. The more they interact, the more energized they feel. For introverts, social interaction uses energy, even if they enjoy it, even if they're having fun. Sooner or later, they need time alone to recharge. That's why an introvert may enjoy a party and still want to go home early. Not because they dislike people, but because they need quiet to recover. Now let's talk about communication. Extroverts often think out loud. When they have a problem, they talk about it. They share ideas. They ask questions. Talking helps them think. Introverts are usually different. They often think first and speak later. They process information internally. That's why they may seem quiet in meetings or group discussions, but when they finally speak, their thoughts are often carefully considered. Neither style is better. They're simply different ways of processing the world. Let's imagine a classroom. The teacher asks a difficult question. An extrovert might raise their hand immediately, even if they aren't completely sure of the answer. An introvert might know the answer perfectly, but still take time before speaking. This doesn't mean one is smarter. It simply shows different thinking styles. Another major difference is stimulation. Extroverts often enjoy excitement, crowds, parties, busy environments, fast conversations. Introverts usually prefer calmer settings, smaller groups, deep conversations, quiet places, meaningful discussions. A loud party may energize one person and exhaust another, and that's completely normal. Now let's talk about friendships. Extroverts often have large social circles. They enjoy meeting new people. They feel comfortable starting conversations. Introverts usually have fewer friends, but their friendships are often very deep. They may know fewer people, but they often know them extremely well. When it comes to relationships, both personalities have strengths. Extroverts bring energy, excitement, spontaneity. Introverts bring depth, loyalty, thoughtfulness. Neither personality is superior. They simply contribute different things. Now let's look at work. Introverts often excel at tasks requiring focus, research, writing, design, problem solving, anything that requires deep concentration. Extroverts often thrive in collaborative environments, sales, leadership, networking, public speaking, team projects. Again, this doesn't mean one group is more successful. Success depends on using your strengths. Many people spend years trying to become someone they're not. Introverts force themselves to be louder. Extroverts force themselves to be quieter, and both end up frustrated. Because the goal isn't to change your personality. The goal is to understand it. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing they must fit perfectly into one category, but most people are somewhere in the middle. Sometimes they act like introverts, sometimes they act like extroverts, depending on the situation. Psychologists often call these people ambiverts, and many successful people fall into this category. The truth is that the world needs both personality types. Imagine a team made entirely of extroverts. Everyone wants to speak. Few want to listen. Now, imagine a team made entirely of introverts. Everyone wants to analyze. Few want to lead discussions. The strongest teams have both. Extroverts bring momentum. Introverts bring reflection. Extroverts create action. Introverts create strategy. Together, they balance each other. So who wins, introverts or extroverts? The answer is neither, because this was never a competition. The real goal is self-awareness, understanding how your mind works, understanding what gives you energy, understanding what drains it, and accepting yourself instead of comparing yourself to others. Because real confidence doesn't come from being loud, and it doesn't come from being quiet. Real confidence comes from knowing who you are and being comfortable with it. So tell me, are you more of an introvert or an extrovert?